Welcome back, guys. My name's Illmatic, and you're watching episode 7 of Let's Play Nethergate. In the last episode, we finally made it to the ruined hall and was sent on a quest by Dolajan, the fairy, to retrieve some goods which were stolen by a wood sprite who, spoiler alert, is in cahoots with the Romans, of course. No surprise there, but we've made it back to Nethergate now, and I did some trading off screen, so you notice I don't know if you can see it here, but my funds have greatly increased. I'm around $2,500 now worth of gold. So anyhow, let's go to Cartimundus. What is that guy's name? Cartumnus. Okay, so let's go talk to Cartumnus and tell him what's going on. You return to the home of Cartumnus and proudly present him with the contract. He looks at it, turns it upside down, turns it over again, shakes his head. Makes no sense to me. He hands the contract to a warrior and says, "Take it to Sir Edwin and see what she says." So we need to find out what this other lady's going to tell us about it. The chieftain looks you over, thinking carefully. "I am a warrior, not a diplomat. Secrets are not my business." "God damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a lawyer." "Yet I can't tell you everything I know. I can only tell you this. Our people have been offered a great opportunity. We may be able to cleanse our fair isle of the Roman scourge. To bring this about, we need you to recover 3 peculiar items and deliver them to, I can't say where." Yeah, fetch quest. That's the classic RPG trope. But you know what? If they do it well, it's okay. First, we need to get to something called the Skull of Stone. It's in a place called Galnar in the northwest corner of Shadowville. Beware, however, for Galnar is the home of the foulest of creatures, the Fomorians. Alright? Cartumnus stands tall and proud. "We have our chance now. This is our chance to regain our power and our freedom. That is why we are sending you to Galnar to steal the skull." I mean, they don't really tell me what this skull's gonna do for us in regards to regaining their power and freedom, but apparently it's gonna be powerful somehow to combat the Romans. Next we will stay back here. Well, of course you'll stay back there. Yeah, you guys do the important work and send me right into the lion's den. That is fine. Tomorrow we will have a sacrifice. Okay. Good boy. Did you really say good boy to me like I'm a dog? Whatever, man. So I guess we have to go rest and wait. So let's do that. Yeah, let's rest. You lie down and try your best to sleep, but it's not easy. Your dreams are filled with images of 3 crones who imprisoned you, watching and pursuing you. You hear a sound at the northeast corner of town, so let's go check out that sound. I have a feeling that these prisoners from earlier are in for a bad time. I don't think I'm going out on a limb there by saying that. So there's Mugain, the crazy old lady. And there's the prisoners. Save us, okay. You reach the northeastern hill, where after a long, frenzied session of construction, there now stands a crude human figure made of wood and straw, about 20 feet high. There is a solemn wooden cage in the chest. As soon as you arrive, the villagers start to gather around. The burning of a Wicker Man is a rare and auspicious event, certainly not something to be missed. When Chief Cartumnus arrives, you are taken to a position of honor, and it begins. 3 prisoners are brought out of a nearby hut by Mugain. They're in a daze as if they've been drugged. The 3 men are taken to the top of the hill and, one at a time, shoved into the cage in the chest. It's nice they put them in matching clothes for their death, at least. It's like a bad Nicolas Cage movie. Cormac, the druid who sent you to the goblin pits, chants and prepares. After the prisoners are in place, his chanting and singing reaches a crescendo. In an ecstatic daze, he goes over to Mugain, who hands him a lit torch. Without any delay, he walks to the Wicker Man and sets the dry straw at its base on fire. As he resumes his singing and asks the gods for their favor during your quest, the flames consume the figure and the men inside. You watch, stunned. This is an ancient ritual. You've always known of it, but having it performed directly in front of you with the heat of the flames on your face for your benefit is overwhelming. Then suddenly, the flames flash blue and green and double in intensity. A long, horrifying keen comes from the air around you. Then suddenly, there are 3 figures standing in the hill in front of the Wicker Man. They are the 3 crones who imprisoned you. One is looking directly at you. She extends a finger. You rejected our hospitality, you let the prisoners out, you defy our wishes, and you must pay. We will not condone the craven escape of the Sidhe. You don't know what she means by that. We will do all to prevent it. They chose you striplings as their envoys, that means that you must pay. The back of your right hand feels warm. You see a sooty stain on your skin. You try to wipe it off, but the mark is under the skin. We curse you. Your muscles will be weak, your mind slow. Your legs will move as if mired in mud, and your thoughts shall be shadows. When death comes, it will be a blessing to you. From now on, nothing you attempt shall be achieved without great difficulty and pain. And sure enough, you start to feel weaker. It's as if the sooty mark is slowly draining your energy. This is your punishment for your defiance. As long as we live, you shall not succeed. They cackle, and the final burst of flame from the Wicker Man engulfs them. The fire quickly dies down, and they are gone without a trace. Dazed by the speed of the events, you stumble away from the scene of carnage. Practically everyone in Nethergate is staring at you. Many of them look frightened of you, and most of them keep looking at the dark marks on your hands. They start to walk away quickly, careful not to come anywhere near you. Chief Cartunmus returns to his hut with only a brief glance at you. As he keeps walking south, you see another person watching you at the entrance of the stockade, who you haven't seen before. It's a wise woman, bent and twisted by age and arthritis. She looks at you with interest and then walks south. Soon, you're nearly alone by the ashes of the Wicker Man. You look down at the curse marks. You still feel weakened and confused. Now, not only do you have a quest, but you have a vicious curse as well. Well, damn. Let's go talk to Cartunmus and see if there's anything that can be done. You enter the stockade and the guards watch you nervously, unable to keep from looking at the curse marks in your hands. Their fear of someone who has been cursed in front of them is unfortunate, but grimly understandable. Cartunmus shakes his head. It seems that there are many powers who are opposing us in our efforts to recover these 3 artifacts. Matters not. The rewards are too compelling for us to resist. Your mission remains the same, curses or no. Go to Galnar in the northwest corner of Shadowvale, battle the Fomorians, and return the Skull of Stone to me. Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Alright, so I'm told to go talk to a Seredwin. And I believe that's, before when we tried to come over here, we were gripped by fear. I think this is the old lady that we saw looking at us at the sacrifice. You meet the woman you saw right after the burning of the Wicker Man. She's quite old for a woman in this village, at least in her 30s. Okay, so that's another glimpse into the time period where, 30 is considered old. So just give you an idea, life expectancy, of course, was much different back then. She's quite old for a woman in this village, at least in her 30s, although age and arthritis have had their ways with her. She sits by the fire, bent and still. When she looks up at you, you see that, though her body is worn, her mind is bright. Ah yes, she says, the chosen ones, the cursed ones. Come and speak with me, I can help you. That's promising. You meet Sir Edwin. She spends most of her time sitting in her hut. She's barely in her 30s, but her legs have been worn down by age. She is not a druid, but her wisdom and knowledge is still prized by Cartunmus. I am Sir Edwin. Make things brief. I have much to think upon. Age has clearly worn away her patience. It is only the attention of the hags that have made you of interest to me. Well, appreciate it. The curse seems most pressing. Tell me about that. She looks at the gray marks on your hands. Yeah, it's a curse, all right. Serves you right for poking your noses where they don't belong. I suppose you'd better get it removed. If you don't, it will make you weaker, and you'll have all sorts of troubles. I can't remove the curse. I don't know how. I can't do everything, I'll tell you where to go, though. The Furry Bazaar. The Sidhe there can do just about anything. The Furry Bazaar is a place where all are welcome to trade and bargain. Marvelous place. It's far to the west-northeast of Venarium. If you ask around there, someone is sure to know how to remove the curse. Venarium is a village at the west end of Shadowvale. Be careful there. Lots of Romans, but lots of your people as well. Many valuable goods for sale. You need to go to Galnar in the southwest corner of Shadowvale and obtain the Skull of Stone. No, I don't know what it is or what it does or what it looks like. I imagine it to be a skull, perhaps made of stone. I could be wrong. A little bit of sarcasm there from the old lady. She cackles briefly at her little joke. All it says is that it's owned by the Formorians. Oh, they'll gobble scrawny warriors like you right up. I've never seen one, but they're a huge orcish race and they despise us. We're the ones who took this island from them, after all, and drove them into the underworld many centuries ago. Can you teach me magic? I am no druid. Okay. I guess that's all for now. Actually, let me check. What else did I need to... What are you doing here? Let's find out about you. Wise woman. The Sidhe are fairies, proud ancient folk. Wise, yeah, that's what they say, all right. The wise old woman. I'm tired of hearing it, and yet, that's what they have me calling myself now. Pfft. I know all that is happening here. I met with the Sidhe. I know of the contract, and I know of your mission. I also know about the curse that has been laid upon you by the three crones. They are old and vicious and proud. They have been powers in Shadowvale since beyond our memory. Once, though, they were benevolent to our kind. We don't know why their mood has changed or why they placed the curse upon you. The mood of all the Sidhe has changed in recent years. The presence of the humans affects them. It makes them erratic, easy to anger, confused. Perhaps it has something to do with the contract. Alright. Well, let's save and continue on to our next quest. So, I think the most pressing matter would be to get that curse removed. And apparently we need to go to the Furry Bazaar to do that. So let's head that way now. I believe to do this we need to head south, cross the river, and then go west. Yeah. Alright. You get close enough to the bridge to the west to take a good look. It's a beautiful structure, enough to make a true Roman blush with envy. It's not of Roman style though, someone else made it. Roman bridges are solid, practical affairs. This bridge is of white stone, arching elegantly over the tranquil river. The marble glows in the constant sunlight and is so thin and fragile looking that you're surprised it manages to stay upright. The most remarkable thing about the bridge, however, is the way it sparkles. Maybe the builders set chips of mica into the rocks. Maybe it's a very high grade of marble. Maybe it's some of the magic that seems to reside in this place. Whatever causes it, the bridge shimmers with a constant flickering of light. It hurts your eyes, and yet the sight is so lovely that you have to pull your head away. When you do, the shape of the bridge is burnt into your sight. As you shake your head to clear it, you notice a man camped at the side of the road. He must have been watching you for some time. When you notice him, he motions you forward. Let's approach. You walk up to greet the man, who is just in the process of packing up his camp and moving on. He introduces himself as Manius, one of the many Roman merchants and fortune seekers who have been wandering over this land for decades. You ask him where he's going. He says, "I'm heading to Venarium. It's a little village to the west. Ever been there?" You shake your heads. "Nice little town. Odd people, but a nice little marketplace. I'm going there to get myself a bodyguard." He looks you over. "You look well armed. Travelers need to be. These are dangerous times. There are plenty of soldiers of fortune in Venarium. You know, you look like you're heading into danger. If you'd like someone else fighting beside you, you should look in Venarium." He picks up his pack. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I best be going." He heads off to the west, crossing the sparkling bridge. He doesn't seem to notice how beautiful it is. Well, that's which way I'm heading. You start to cross the sparkling bridge. It feels like you're walking into a cloud of floating, dancing motes of light. It seems as if it's not stone that's sparkling, but the air around you. The light swirls, coalescing and spinning around you. As you start to feel confused and lost, however, you see something ahead on the horizon. Perched atop a hill to the west, you can see a white, shining tower. It's miles away, but somehow, you're seeing as if it's a stone's throw away. Focusing on the tower, you continue to cross the bridge, and the focal point keeps you from becoming disoriented. Eventually, the motes of light, defeated, sink back into the stone. You can cross the bridge safely. Not far from here, you see a forest. Massive oaks, elms, and evergreens rise into the sky, battling each other for the limited rations of sunlight. The shadows are heavy under the plant cover, no doubt providing a home for many reclusive creatures. As you walk closer, the forest looms larger and larger in your vision, and the shadows underneath grow thicker and thicker. You start to imagine that you're seeing movement underneath, constant furtive motion in the underbrush. The forest seems to grow darker and more imposing with every step you take towards it. It's thick and wild and filled with heavy underbrush and vicious tangles of thorny vines. Looming above the center of the woods, you can make out a large hill. There's a lot of mist around the top. You think you can see a tall structure up there, but you can't be sure. You might be able to visit. You just have to get through the woods first. Well, where is that, actually? Beware, woods haunted. Okay. Yeah, I see a dead body there. That might not be good, but let's do it anyway. Someone has managed to drive a road through this dark, impenetrable tangle of forest. The ground to either side of the road has been kept clear of flora, but it seems like the trees and vines could slither in at any moment and overwhelm it. The woods are eerily silent. There are no sounds of animals, no rustling in the undergrowth. Not even breezes dare encroach upon this strange forest. Everything is shadowy and still. Here the road has finally succumbed to the insatiable demands of nature. Vines have grown up between the stones and devoured them, leaving a nasty thicket for you to navigate through. The vines are not ordinary innocuous ivy either. They are armed with long, ugly thorns. In the few areas free of vines, nettles grow profusely. You even see some poison ivy, perhaps for variety. It'll be very difficult to pass this mess. Do you try? Yeah, let's do it. Trying your best to ignore the constant assaults from the plants around you, you hack your slow, painful way through the plants. The farther you go, though, the slower your progress and the more vines need to be cut away. Suddenly, you realize that the plants are growing. The narrow path you have made is collapsing inward. You run back to safety, pushing your way heedlessly through vicious thorns. You make it back alive, but not undamaged. Okay. Well, we cannot make it through there at the moment. We'll deal with that at another time. This path leads us around. The bazaar is to the west, which is where we need to go. But let's check in with this little house. Another little side quest. So many of them in this game, I love it. You come across a small, pleasant hut situated at the south edge of a large, grim forest. It's quite nice, although it looks like keeping the undergrowth back is a lot of work. The front door is open, so you approach. A sign reading House of Paws hangs over the entryway. You look inside. A small man greets you. Hello, travelers, I am Paws. Come on in. On second look, you realize that Paws isn't a man. He's only about 4 feet tall, and hair seems to be sprouting out of every available location. His fingernails are long and thick, and his face makes him look half badger. Ah, bet you've never seen the likes of me before. But what of it? Human or gnome, I still have the best prices in Shadowvale. Fresh drake meat, yummy. Put some hair on your chest, it will, or whatever. Come on in the shop. Attack is an option. If I really want to be an asshole. No, let's just enter. He sure does have some meat for sale. And I have, yeah, $2,700. That's pretty good. Don't need any meat, though, buddy. Thank you anyway. Ooh, look at all those dead bodies. I am tempted to go investigate, but I am not sure if that would be the best course of action. Let's do it. Well, it's gonna be kind of hard to get to, actually, with all these trees. We'll leave it for another time. I think you might actually have to take a boat there. You crossed a narrow stone footbridge. It's nowhere near as impressive as a huge sparkling bridge to the east. It is nicely built, however, and it has stood up here for many years. At the east end, you find a human head mounted on a post. When you get a close look at the head, you get a grim feeling of satisfaction. It was clearly ripped from the shoulders of a Roman soldier. It makes you nervous as well. The Romans' retribution for this crime will be fierce and ruthless. So yeah, I'm pretty morbid. I get satisfaction from seeing a dead Roman. I mean, I know they are our enemies and everything, but geez. West is Venarium, but I need to go to the Furry Bazaar to the north, so let's do that. Get this curse removed. And I feel it would be pretty cool to see a different culture, a different town, other than Nethergate. Yeah. And here comes a little something. What is this? There are several shops along this road set up by enterprising fairies to squeeze the last copper bit out of passers-by. You can see the tall, haughty proprietor through the window, waiting for customers. Her tin is dark and shadowy. It's hard to see what's inside, but you think you can catch a glimpse of books and scrolls. Let's trade. Improves hardiness. A lot of the stuff that Conan needs, she can't improve, but maybe on the magic side, we can do better. Can improve druidism. Herbcraft can be improved, but that is expensive. That is very expensive. Yeah. I'm not ready to... No. I got into a fight, apparently. Yeah, I wasn't ready to dish out that kind of money. Let's just skip this, whatever. Well, that was uneventful. Anyhow, you are at the outskirts of a small village not far from the center of Shadowvale. However, it is far from your ordinary village. The buildings have been constructed with more attention paid to grace and elegance than practicality. But that's not odd in Shadowvale. What are unusual are the occupants. If humans live here, you can't see them. There are fairies by the dozen, Fomorians by the score. Flocks of sprites flutter from place to place doing odd jobs and being annoying. A griffin cries angrily at a glowing cow, and buildings appear and disappear without warning. It's like the villages you visit in your dreams, well, except you're wearing pants. You'll have to be careful in there. These creatures can be extremely unpredictable. So we've reached a truly fantastical place. Let's go in and have some fun. You enter for the first time the Furry Marketplace. In some ways, it's like any other bazaar anywhere. Busy creatures bustle about, shopping, haggling, arguing, occasionally taking part in a bit of petty larceny. However, the similarities in there. You've never been in a marketplace where you had to rub shoulders with massive hairy Fomorians, and you've never had to take care to avoid accidentally stepping on a sprite. You are surrounded by stores, but the buildings have a strange, insubstantial quality, as if you blinked your eyes at the wrong time, they wouldn't be there when your eyes opened again. When everyone here catches sight of you, however, the frenetic activity stops. All heads, some with horns, turn to look at you. You find yourself uncomfortably at the center of attention, and many of the beasts looking at you are very large indeed. So that's kind of interesting. There's all these crazy creatures all about us, but it's the humans which are the ones out of place, kind of like an episode of The Twilight Zone. You have no idea what you've done to earn this attention, and you fervently hope that it doesn't end in violence. You slowly approach the silent creatures of the bazaar. As you do, a furry, bareheaded fellow lets out a loud cheer. In moments, all of the creatures, even some who would normally fight you, are applauding. After many long days of being greeted with ambivalence at best or extreme violence at worst, you have no idea how to react to this. You stand there awkwardly as the bazaar cheers you as if you were genuine heroes. Then a deep booming voice cuts through the ruckus.
What in the name of Stairhill Court is going on here?
An unusually short, barrel-chested fairy wades through the crowd.
Why has the trading stopped? What causes this disturbance?
When he sees you, and an unaccustomed look of reverence appears on his face.
Why, it's the chosen ones! At our bazaar? Welcome to our humble place of business. After our other less welcome human visitors, this is a pleasant surprise. I am the master of the Fairy Bazaar, and I would also be honored if you would stop by my home and speak with me.
He turns back to the gaping fairy crowd.
That is all, nothing more to see here. Return to your business, all of you. Staring is impolite.
He waves to you at once more and returns to his home. The crowds disperse. Alright. So apparently, these Fomorians were like blathering, hostile, full of rage creatures before, but the ones at the Fairy Bazaar are cool, apparently. They're the more cultured ones, the merchants of the bunch. And that is definitely a fairy. Look how tall that guy is. Jesus. He looks like he's wearing a pirate shirt. Fancy pants. Can I talk to these guys? Doesn't respond. Doesn't respond. Okay. Well, let's save real quick. I'm guessing maybe this is his house. It looks kind of important. Let's check it out. Nope, that might be just a library. The stores of the bazaar have a strange dreamlike quality. The scrolls in this library are even more insubstantial. The shelves are full of papyrus and vellum scrolls, which you can actually see through. You try to touch one. Your fingers pass through it. Creepy, creepy, creepy. It will open. Who are you, buddy? Magic ends with a K at the end, apparently. This fairy is not only thin, she looks downright skeletal. Her eyes have a distant air, as if constantly reading a bit of small print just behind your right shoulder. You may call me Seeker. Her voice is thin and distant. You don't even think she realizes who you are. Can anyone use this library? She giggles, a detached, unnerving sound. We are more than happy to share our knowledge with passersby for a simple fee. Do you wish to purchase spells? Or would you like the advice of sages? You know what? I don't have time for all this. I do not have time. Yeah, let's leave. I want to go talk to the main guy. I don't want to waste my viewers' time rummaging about. Though I'll end up doing that anyway. Maybe this is the guy. Let's see. Soldberg. This tall fairy gentleman sits behind the desk, his long twig-like fingers steepled under his nose. He has an expression of one who has just discovered an unfamiliar, unpleasant smell. He debates internally for a moment, struggling to decide whether to do business with you or not. Greed wins out. I am Solberg. This is my business. I deal with all sorts, including, when I must, humans. Man, pretty disdainful, buddy. Keeper of the Blessing Pool. Oh, it's a marvelous thing. If you dip your weapon into it, it will be magically augmented in a most splendid and unusual way. Even better, if you wish to purchase a use of this location, that can be arranged for a fee. How much is it? A single use? Why, today we have a special chosen discount. A mere 2,000 coins. Do you agree? Nah. I like how he tried to swindle me there. Oh, special discount for the chosen ones, even though he fucking hates my guts. This is the end of the town, I guess? Smaller than I thought. Well, there's more this way. Let's turn the auto map on. Once again, I forget to do that. That's the edge of the town. Kalotha. At first, you think this is an ancient human woman, perhaps even as old as 50. But then you see her pointed ears and her sharp fangs, and you realize this is yet another strange denizen of Shadowvale. She looks up from grinding up some herbs and grins, showing off her dirty fangs. I am Kalotha. Welcome to my little home. Creator of potions. Potions. Yeah, I don't need any of those. Here, taste this. No, thank you. What the hell do we have here? Truly fine items. Tra-la-la-la-la. Little sprite. Poot. The sprite Poot. This is an unusual sight. The desk and chair are normal human size. The wood sprite sitting in the chair, on the other hand, is a little over 1 foot tall. She looks up at you with a goofy grin. She giggles, and then she tries to suppress it with limited success. Frivolity and business fight fiercely within her. She manages to say, I am Poot. Welcome to my little store. I keep all sorts of special items, she giggles. Real useful things. Shadowvale has lots of terrific things, and I get as many as I can. Well, let's see. What do you have? Golden goblet? That sounds kind of cool. There's a mop. Yeah, that's real special. Nah. Nothing there that really intrigues me. I mean, what is this horn? What does that do? Nah. Oh, there's a whole nother side of town. Okay, so I started in the center. I thought I started at the far end of it, but I didn't. Okay, that explains things a little bit. Sorry for that, guys. Bazaar Master. All disputes to be adjudicated here. Okay. I'm not gonna try to steal anything there, because that'll be bad. All cells are final. Commit no crime. The Bazaar Master is even more impressive face to face. Unlike most fairies, he is heavily built, and the sword hanging at his side is a heavy one. He looks annoyed to have to be dealing with you. You ask for his name. Name? I don't think I can remember it anymore. I've been the Bazaar Master for over 100 years. I keep the peace, I settle disputes, and I hire people for tasks that are to the benefit of the market. Can you help me with a curse? Why don't you go see Drotha? She's good at that sort of thing. Okay. Should I try to get a mission from this guy? Maybe. I want to find out about that curse first, though. Ooh, that looks vicious. What's going on here? Glenn. This fairy maid has skin with a distinct grayish tint, and she seems disturbingly at ease with the dried blood and bits of animal fur which stain her hands, arm, chest, and face. You ask for her name. My name? Well, I'm Glenn. How may I help you? Her voice is soft and sweet. She brushes self-consciously at the bits of fur on her garb. Despite the gore, you can't help but feel peaceful and happy around her. My job? Why, it would be my pleasure to provide you with food. If you want to purchase some rations, just ask. It's much nicer serving your kind than those Romans. I don't need anything right now, but thank you. Thank you for your hospitality. It is a rare commodity around here, it would seem. What is that? Colin. The animal pens are kept by a small, nervous-looking human boy who looks like a Britannian native. He seems nervous, as if he would prefer not to have any customers. He puts down a bucket of slop and says, I am Colin. He looks to be about 8. He looks even more nervous. I'm the stable keeper. I look after the animals and keep them fed and such. I do this while my master is away. Where'd your master go? I'm a slave to the ferry merchant. My family sold me to him when I was but a babe. Now I serve him and he feeds me and only beats me occasionally. The boy seems ready to break and run at any moment, but for now, my master's traveling. How long has he been away? He's been away for a few days. He didn't say when he'd be back. He might be gone for a long time. I should look after things. It's lonely, but I get visitors sometimes, like the Romans. Yeah, the Romans came by, 4 of them a few days. I don't know why my boy sounds like Herbert from Family Guy. I don't know. Looked around, talked to me. They left, cleaned everything up. They were nice. You had to clean after the Romans. Yeah, I took care of everything. Nothing was wrong. Okay, that's weird. That's weird. I kind of feel like he's being, he did outright say he was being abused, but I felt like even like more insidious things were going on there. Maybe this is who I'm to talk to, I do believe. Yeah, Drotha. Oh, and she's human. Okay, that's interesting. One of the most powerful magical creatures here in Fairyland is a human. You meet a human woman, probably one of the Brigantes like you. She's in her late 30s, a very respectable age. She looks like she has been expecting you. Welcome, Chosen. I am pleased to see that you have found your way here at last. I am Drotha. You see that she even has a fair number of teeth left. Impressive. When you get close, she shudders involuntarily. Apologies, your curse is powerful. It takes an effort to resist it, though I am capable. I have removed worse. What can you do? I am an herbalist. I make poultices and love potions, mainly things to make cows give more milk, little for heroes such as yourself, except, of course, that I know of some potions which can remove curses. I do not sell the sort of potions you would use. They are of a much weaker, more peaceful variety. You should go see Kalotha. What? Alright. Another question, can you remove the curse? She takes your hand and looks at it carefully. She shakes her head. Oh, this is a nasty one. I can remove it, I think. It will require the strongest elixir I am capable of making. Would this interest you? Yeah, please. To make the elixir which will remove your curse, I will need one special rare ingredient. I will require a dragon scale. Oh, of course you do. Bring one of these to me. Age doesn't matter. It just has to be genuine. Once I have it, I can remove the curse which torments you. I hope. Where can I find a fucking dragon? A drake scale won't do. It has to be from a true dragon, and these days, that is a rare breed indeed. Fortunately, you are in luck. There is a dragon not far from here. His name is Reptrakos. He's a Greek dragon, apparently. Reptrakos is a nasty fellow, private and arrogant like most of his kind. However, if you were to get the dragon scale, that is where you need to go. His lair is to the west. I don't suppose you'll just, let me have a spare scale. I'll probably have to slay him in order to get it. That will be a busy, nasty bit of business there, I'm sure. Trading post. Oh, there's a dressing room. That's kind of cool. Toga for sale. All right. What is here? Got a smithy. I bet he has some cool weapons. Let's talk to him. You watch the Fomorian work on a spearhead. He holds the red-hot metal in one bare hand and strikes it with a hammer held in the other. When you tap him on the shoulder, he jumps. The presence of humans makes this huge Fomorian very nervous. Your people and the Fomorian have a long, violent history. Am Scrog. Me Scrog. What you selling, Scrog? I got metal things for purchase. Good metal. I hit it hard. Bang, bang, and it's sharp and good. Alright. Ooh. That is very sexy indeed. Look at that. 21% damage protection with that. Oh, it just seems nice because it's blessed. I actually got something better than that right there, but that's better, though I cannot afford it. What What about a primary melee weapon? I have a 2 to 10 normal iron longsword. If I could get a blessed longsword, that would be awesome. So yeah, we see where we're going to need to be coming back to do some business here. I could spend some money on some lesser stuff, but I would rather, and yeah, that blessed spear for him would be nice. Currently he has 3 to 15, plus 1 to 5 for level, and this is 5 to 30. Wow, that is powerful. And it's relatively cheap, actually, I would say. I'm tempted to pick that up, but I don't know. I kind of want to save up to get some of those nicer items. Let's leave for now and go about our quest. What is here? Oh yeah, truly fine items. Alright, so I've already been through everything in town. What I'm going to do at this point is, I suppose, try to remove this curse before I go any further in the main quest, and that will require coming face to face with a deadly dragon, which apparently is to the west somewhere. So I'm going to head out that way and try to find this dragon in the next episode, and we'll see what happens. Probably my death, but you never know. I might get lucky again. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, take care.